Good evening. It was almost 3 years ago when Justin Trudeau announced during a stop in Kelowna that he was in favor of legalizing marijuana. Well, today his government is following up on that promise. Liberal Health Minister Jane Philpott announcing at the UN today that legislation will happen within a year. Kelly Hayes has more on the plan and the local reaction.
We will be introducing legislation in the spring of 2017 that ensures that we keep marijuana out of the hands of children and profits out of the hands of criminals.
And with that, Canada has announced to the world it's moving ahead with legalizing marijuana, a Liberal election promise, drawing reaction from across the nation, including Kelowna.
It's great news.
The operator of a Kelowna Compassion Club says legalization will lift a burden off many marijuana users.
Legalization will allow people not to be scared anymore and fear the prosecution and incarceration of possessing cannabis. That's the whole goal.
It's an exciting time for Canadians.
UBCO Professor Zach Walsh has done several studies on marijuana. He doesn't believe you'll see people walking down the street smoking a joint just because they can.
I mean, we don't see people walking around with open liquor. So it may be like that, where it's pretty restricted in terms of where people are allowed to use it. So I don't expect we'll see widespread public use of cannabis, even though sometimes in BC we tend to see that anyhow. So I think that'll probably stay the same.
Walsh says if anyone should be cheering marijuana legalization, it's the police.
I think they ought to be, and I believe they are. There's a large movement amongst police officers to stop the war on drugs. It's been a waste of their resources. It's demoralizing for them to be enforcing laws that they know are ineffective and unhelpful. So, yeah, I think they're celebrating.
It's here anyway.
Most people we spoke to agree it's time to legalize.
Not a big surprise. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't care for the stench of it when people are smoking it in my neighborhood, but c'est la vie.
You know, if it's regulated properly, I don't really see the harm in it.
But others are not convinced it's the way to go.
I don't agree with it because it's going to make a lot more problems for the police. They already have to do alcohol checks, and now it's going to be people smoking a lot of marijuana. You know, I don't think it needs to be legalized.
Today's federal government announcement comes on the same day. A new poll shows 68% of Canadians feel pot should be legal. That's a 9% increase from a poll done 2 years ago. Kelly Hayes, Global News, Kelowna.